Hey fam, it's been a really long time and I needed to come on here. I wanted to do my review on 16 shots, but there's, I guess, a few things I want to say first. Uh, Number one, I hope you're registered to vote. I hope you're all registered to vote. Um, I have a lot, I know a lot of black people who don't want to vote. They don't feel like their voice matters. My one voice is not a big deal. It's not going to matter. And this is what I have to say to that. In the states that were important that Trump won in during the last election, the amount of black people who did not vote in those states outnumbered the amount of votes that Trump won by. So, literally, black folks staying their asses at home and not going to the polls and putting their vote in allowed this fraction of a human being to be placed as our leader, making the decisions that he is right now. He's such a fucking joke. Even if you don't believe that your voice matters that much, why can't you believe in those people around you who do care about the vote, who are trying to do something, who are actually getting up, moving, and doing something? Why can't you care enough about them to go do your vote? Even if you don't think it's going to help much, just do it for your skin folk, okay? Um, I can't believe of a worse reason for us to lose than just chilling at home. My voice doesn't matter. No big deal. It's ridiculous. And in these crazy times with everything that's been going on, just I have always been pro-black about everything. All my videos that I do, I always speak on black issues when it comes up. And I take it personally, of course, and I am passionate about it. And we have to do something, y'all. I'm like, and voting is the first step. It is, even if you don't like it, okay? Do it. Um, I have always, Black Lives Matter, today, yesterday, always. I'm always going to stand and speak for this. Yes, I do reviews. I'll talk about everything, but I'm always going to bring a black perspective to the conversation at all times. And with that, I also want to say I'm proud of so many people getting out there and doing what they do, walking, marching, protesting. Heck, even some of the riots, honestly, it seems like they needed to take place. I don't even know how else to say that. We started to see some things happening. That's literally what it took. There's no way for me to, other way for me to explain that. Okay, so with that said, I want to talk about 16 Shots because this is actually a documentary on the murder in 2014 of Laquan McDonald in Chicago. Basically, this young man is walking down the street at night, and they show the video. The cop car is following him. I have no idea how they got started following this young man, but they were. That's what the whole thing is. They show the footage there. They're following him, and later on, you see him in the middle of the street. And for whatever reason, Laquan did have a knife, but he was walking away. The cops were in their cars, pulled up. He has the knife out. He's walking away. Nobody else is there. There's nobody else in danger, okay? And the cops jump out the car, and as he's walking away, back turn, the one cop shoots him 16 times. 16 times. Now, when he did the shooting, guys, my nose is so stuffed up. I'm sorry. Okay, so as he did the shooting, there's two witnesses. One is in a drive-through sitting there like, oh my gosh, why are these cops killing this young man? And another guy that's there, they both witnessed this. The cops take their statement there, but the cop is not happy with what the witnesses have said. Why? Because they saw what happened and they're telling the truth. So he then makes them go down to the station, so he puts them in interrogation rooms, and that's literally the energy that he's coming at them with. They are witnesses to a murder that took place, and he is interrogating them and trying to get them to change their story to match what he's trying to conjure up to cover what he has done. Okay? This is exactly what happened. The witnesses say it. And this whole thing was blown open by a journalist. A journalist who somehow got a feed, I believe it was of the body cam of the cop who did the shooting or his partner, one of the two. It's been a while since I've seen this. Let me say this, by the way. So you see, this is what kills me too. We've always known that the cops, that that the whole system, as far as corrections, they all work together to cover each other, to help each other, to dog us out, to give us the worst of. We knew this, okay? But I have never seen a documentary that shows so blatantly in your face exactly how this takes place. Another thing that blew me away, when we witness something, if we watched our brother die on the street next to us, the cops want to talk to you immediately, like right now. As soon as they get there, we need your story. We need you to tell us exactly what you saw. They might allow you until tomorrow morning, in some cases, to come down to the station to give your story. But they mostly want right now. They don't want you to have time to think about it, to talk to anybody else, to change your story. This is how they always do it, okay? I didn't know this, but cops, when this type of stuff happens, before they give in a report saying what happened, they are allowed as much time as they want. And they could talk to as many people as they want. Other cops, they can change the story, make it up, lie, which we know they do. Hello. They have all the time in the world and as many people as they want to talk to turn in some bullshit to cover up what they're doing. That in itself is just outrageous to me. I believe they need to be doing their job exactly like they do us when we have to give our account of what exactly happened. Okay. So with that being said, in Chicago, which of course we all know, heard so many stories on, that is a very racist police department out there. Too many stories coming out of that one. But okay, so you see at the time that this happened, there's already a movement going on. They're already protesting in the streets in Chicago because, of course, the cops have once again done some fuck shit to some black folks out there. Somebody else had died. And you see them getting mobilized and getting together and about to vote somebody. I think they're trying to vote a DA into office, one of those positions there. But you also see, okay, so the day after Laquan McDonald was killed, on the news, it was reported that he was shot one time. One time. That's what the news report said, okay? So the mayor got this story, got the footage of the story, and sat on it. Why? Because he was up for re-election. This would make him look bad, and so he didn't want it out there. So for months, I can't remember if it was 4, 6, it was a long ass time. That fool sat on this story. It never got out there like that. After he made it into office again, he released the story and he fired the head of police, passing the buck. That was your fault. You should have handled that. I'm going to make myself look good now because I was voted into office again. So this is literally how it all plays out there. And you see they actually do take the cop. They charge him. I believe it was like second-degree murder. Okay. Don't make me look up and come with the definition of that. But anyway, that's what they're charging this fool with. They put him on. He goes through courts. He's found guilty. And of course, I believe the jury was like all white folks. Of course, that's how it is, right? Found guilty, but sentenced to like 3 little years in prison. That's all. That's it. Something crazy. Nowhere near with the fool. We know how the tables been reversed. This is a highly informative, very interesting documentary. You need to watch it. You need to see exactly how these fools do what they do to run the police department, to run the government, if you will. And we need to know this because that's the only way that we're going to learn how to fight against it, to dismantle it, and to defund these police departments the way they need to be. It needs to be brought all the way down to the ground and started back up, okay, with all different people. And this is a good insight onto what it is we're looking at to get that done. So please watch this movie, y'all. It's so good. I believe it's on like Showtime or something. And I want to say thank you to all my brothers and sisters that are out there who are protesting, who are doing everything that they need to, who are right now strategizing on how to get our elders to the polls when they are open so that they can vote. And you need to vote early, y'all. I don't know if they're going to let this a whole mail ballot happen because Trump, of course, doesn't want it to go down because he knows he's getting beat. He's trying to do anything he can to keep that from happening. If we are allowed to vote by ballot, which is what I'm trying to do, you need to have that sucker sent off like the first week of October. As soon the day you get it, turn it in. That's literally what it's boiling down to, because that the post office is so far behind and so screwed on money, and Trump wants it that way because he doesn't want you to be able to have the mail-in ballot, which would kill him. So once you get that ballot, I mean, vote immediately, okay? And thank y'all so much for coming back and watching me. It's been like 4 or 5 months since I made a video, but I can't be quiet. I got a big mouth. I love my people, and I'm trying to be here for them. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Bye-bye.